Welcome back to my channel, you guys. If you're new here, my name is Sydney. I film lots of content surrounding cruelty-free makeup, being on a low buy / no buy, and just really shopping on my stash and loving what I have. Today's video, I want to throw it back a little bit. I feel like this is kind of like an old school YouTube video, and I wanted to share products that Kelly Gooch has made me buy. You guys, I discovered Kelly's channel, I want to say like almost 3 years ago at this point, and she has been consistently one of my favorite YouTubers for absolutely years. If you enjoy my channel, chances are you're probably already subscribed to her channel, or you already enjoy her content, or you definitely would enjoy her content. Kelly is absolutely fantastic. I love that she provides a really refreshing look at makeup. I love her perspective on makeup. While she is a little bit of a bigger channel and she does receive PR from many brands, she keeps a very small, very curated collection. She's very selective with what she brings in, and she shares a lot of that on her channel. So if you guys aren't subscribed to her, definitely go check her out. But I have definitely, I don't want to say fallen victim because I definitely made these decisions myself, but Kelly has definitely influenced me to buy some things most of the time. Her recommendations are spot on, and I feel like she explains them in such a way that I can really apply my own personal preferences to them, except I did kind of fail with one of these, but most of them I absolutely love. And so I thought it would be fun to share those with you guys in today's video. If you guys have bought anything from Kelly, leave it more in the comments down below. I feel like she has driven me to make many purchases and I can't be alone. So let's hop into today's video. Okay, you guys, so the first palette that I was really driven to buy by Kelly was the Magic Place from Juvia's Place. Well, actually I purchased another Juvia's Place palette at the same time, so I guess these are tied. But this is the Magic Mini from Juvia's Place. Kelly had a year, I think it was 2 years ago, where she only purchased 4 palettes for the entire year, and it was so much fun to kind of watch her go through the year, be super selective with her palette purchases. And this ended up being one of the palettes that she purchased that year, and I had been kind of on the fence about this palette. There were some looks that I saw of this palette that I was just absolutely blown away by, and once Kelly got the palette and started creating looks, I was absolutely blown away by her looks. But when I would look at it and look at the pans of eyeshadow, I was kind of like, I don't know if I love it. I don't know if I see it. So Juvia's Place, of course, had this crazy sale, and I grabbed this palette along with a couple other palettes, and I have to say, I think this is the only, okay, one of the only recommendations from Kelly that's kind of fallen a little bit flat for me. I like this palette, but it's just not like one of my top palettes like it is for her. I feel like when I look at this palette, it should be more of a favorite because it has those really beautiful jewel tone pops of color. It's got some nice warm tones. I just feel like I have a hard time using this palette because there's very little, I don't want to say variation, but like depth variation in these shades. Like I would have loved to see some more like deep warm tones or some lighter cool tone colorful shades down here. I just feel like it's not quite suited to my makeup style, and I feel like I can recognize that much better now than maybe when I bought this palette. But this was definitely one that was all Kelly. Okay, the other palette that Kelly influenced me to buy from Juvia's Place is the Deuce palette. This one I absolutely love. This was definitely a purchase that I am very satisfied with, and I do not regret whatsoever. I think it's gorgeous. Kelly, I don't know, this palette really grew on me because when I first saw it, I was like, what is happening here? What's happening here? And I felt that way for a very long time. When this palette came out, I was very much a neutral lover, as I feel like many of us were. This palette was a little bit ahead of its time, I feel like. But then I saw Kelly use this palette on her channel, and she would create beautiful look after beautiful look after beautiful look. And finally, when Juvia's Place had the sale, I was like, I'm gonna get this one. This one's gonna be mine. And I really love this palette, you guys. I don't always love using these shades together, although I am pleasantly surprised at how the look comes out when I do. But I love dipping into this palette for just like 1 or 2 of these shades together. Like this purple shade right here, Custard, is one of my favorites in my collection. I also love this beautiful kind of minty money green called Macaroons. It's just a beautiful palette. It's kind of a weird palette, but it's one that I really love and one that I'm so glad I trusted Kelly's recommendation for. Okay, guys, next up we actually have a nail polish, and this is the Kale polish in the shade Peanut Butter. I had lusted after Kale polish for a very long time, and I honestly didn't even try them until like the very end of their brand life. So I missed out on a lot of, well, I didn't really miss out on a lot of cool shades. I bought a lot when they were clearancing everything out, but I just absolutely fell in love with this shade on Kelly's nails. It's a very It's a shade that's very much outside of my comfort zone. I really love like berries and reds and pinks for my nails. I'm not really a neutral nail gal, but I have loved this polish. I think it's such a fun neutral shade for fall. It's just like cozy and warm, and it's a little bit different for me, and I definitely would not have bought it if not for Kelly. I really, most of my KL polishes for that matter, she really influenced me to give them a try. And honestly, you guys, I feel like I probably won't go back to mainstream polish. I have enough nail polish to last me for like the next 4 years, but when I do decide to purchase maybe 1 or 2 new shades, I'm definitely sticking to indie nail polish. Next up is another product that I feel like was one of Kelly's holy grails for so long, and this is the Milk Makeup Bronzer Stick in the shade Baked. I was very resistant to cream products for quite a long time. I was a little bit worried that they would sit weird on my skin, or that they would like emphasize any acne or texture that I had, but I can safely say I don't know if I'll ever go back to powder at this point. This bronzer stick was really the first cream bronzer that I ever tried, and it's one that had been on my wish list for years and years and years, and finally I took the plunge and bought it this spring. Kelly, I swear, used this stick in almost every single video, mentioned it in all her favorite videos for like 6 months straight, and so I was like, you know what? When I decide to try a cream bronzer, this is the one I'm going to try. This is the one I'm going with, and I was so happy to try it. It's, again, one of my favorites, so definitely another recommendation that Kelly nailed. Next up, you guys, I have to share my favorite lip gloss formula, and I feel like this is a favorite formula of almost everyone who tries this gloss, but the Persona glosses. Kelly raved about these for so long. They'd kind of been on my radar as a gloss that I wanted to try. Persona was just a brand that I wanted to try some more from in general, but after seeing Kelly rave about these and watching her swatch them on her lips, I actually have another one, but it fell on the floor and I can't reach it with how my camera's set up. After hearing her absolutely rave about these, I was like, okay, I have to try them. And so I did, and I just absolutely adore them, you guys. They are so comfortable on the lips, and I feel like Persona puts a lot of thought into each shade that they release, and they're all so flattering, so beautiful on the lips. Here I have the shade Coral, which is this beautiful coral shade, and then I have the shade Hibiscus right here, which is a really beautiful sheer red. I wasn't 100% sold on this one when they launched it because, like, I don't know, I just feel like it's a bit of a risky shade to do in a gloss, but after seeing Kelly wear it in a couple videos, I was like, that's beautiful. So I grabbed it, and I just adore this lip gloss formula. It's ultra comfortable on your lips. It's moisturizing, it's thin, it's not crazy long lasting, but it's very comfortable, and that's a huge priority for me with lip glosses. Another product that Kelly definitely influenced me to purchase is, again, from Persona. It's the Identity 2 palette. I think their Identity 1 and Identity 2 palettes pretty similar from the outside, so I'll open it up so you guys can see the inside. But when Persona launched this palette, I was excited about it, but I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna super love that. But Kelly did a whole 3 looks 1 video on it, and I just totally fell in love with the looks that she created. I seemed like the shadows performed really beautifully, and I have to say it definitely lived up to the hype of Persona's formula. It's smooth, it's creamy, it's pigmented, it blends out gorgeously. Need I say more? It's just, I feel like everything Persona comes out with is just beautifully formulated. Alright, you guys, we have 2 more products, and I feel like this first one is kind of maybe a little bit Kelly, maybe a lot Jessica Braun, but I do remember Kelly really raving about the Flower Beauty blush bombs in the shade Pinched. I think Jessica Braun raved about it first, and then I was intrigued, and then once Kelly used it and like gave it her stamp of approval, I was like, okay, we'll give it a try. But this was my first ever cream blush, you guys. This started the whole cream blush craze. This one I really loved when I first bought it, but I've come to realize that I kind of just enjoy cream blushes that are in a compact a little bit more than like this liquid format. It's just a little bit easier to use, it's a little bit quicker, and I feel like I use my cream blush more when it's in that format versus this format. So I like it, but I don't know if I would purchase one again, you know? And then this final product is an honorable mention because unfortunately Physicians Formula is no longer cruelty free, but I finally gave the Physicians Formula Healthy Lips a try based on Kelly's recommendation. These are a little bit older in my collection, I won't lie. I haven't purchased from Physicians Formula since it was announced that they were selling in mainland China, but this was Kelly's favorite liquid lip formula for a very long time, and with good reasons. It's crazy comfortable. I wouldn't recommend these anymore because they're not cruelty free, but I have heard that the Persona liquid lipsticks are of a similar formula, so if you're looking for something similar, maybe check those out. But I think that's gonna wrap up today's video. Let me know if you guys enjoyed this style of video. I was thinking, as I was kind of compiling all of these items, what other YouTubers I could do, and I have a couple of other ones in mind if you guys enjoy this style of video. But I think that's gonna wrap it up for today. Leave me a comment down below. Please let me know what Kelly has influenced you to buy. I feel like she is not someone who recommends things willy-nilly, so when she like really loves something, I feel like that really says something about a product. And I want to know if you guys have had good luck with her recommendations as well. But that's gonna wrap it up for me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!